Hey everyone, it's Will, GamerDad, with another video for you. So hopefully everyone had a great weekend. For us, of course, on the West Coast, it is Sunday evening, but for many of you in international locations, you're probably already starting your work week. Now that being said, we do have a new update 3.2.100, so unfortunately, this will still be an in-game update. That means that, regardless of whether or not you're an iOS user or an Android user, you will have to wait until the appropriate time, which is 24 hours from now, to get this in-game update. So just reset and start it up, and it'll load within that. Now that being said, we do have a new unit of sorts. This is going to be Alter Dunarith, aka Dreamweaver Dunarith. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me this way. So, Alter Dunarith is our newest water zone setter, and just like some of the most recent zone setting units, he is a beast, literally, not just, his race or anything like that. First of all, he can VC in and deploy Water Zone, which is obviously his main zone. Other than that, though, he has another sense passive. So all Alter units have a kind of passive move that when another zone is... basically, when you're in another zone or awakened zone, it has a passive ability. This one is interesting as well. All party members' attacks gain additional 0.5% per move charge. So remember that in zone, you usually get 7.5% charge. That means it's going to be 8%. Obviously, if you're doing moves that are not compatible with the zone, it'll be a little bit less and so on and so forth. So it'll be interesting to play around with that and see how that goes. But I'm not sure if that combines with things like L Seals, multiple hits as well. So yeah, I'll have to try that out when I get time, and also obviously having to farm the 3 opuses. Not only that, just like most of the other most recent units, at battle start, when Alter Dunarith is in the front line with other 3 water characters, it's going to deploy Water Zone and Awaken Zone at the same time, which is ridiculous. It also has an end turn stacking for Alter Dunarith. Depending on the number of water type moves done during the turn, it'll give him stacks, which will basically increase his int by 3. Per stack, up to a total of 30 stacks, which is 90 int. So that allows him to do more damage, and obviously any moves that count on int to do damage or other calculations will be enhanced. He is also our newest tank, so to speak. So for example, if you've used AS Sora, you'll know how powerful she can be. Critical Guard is basically the one that has the damage reduction based on a luck formulation. Alter Dunarith has that as well. Not only that, he is a singer, as you can see. As a bard, he's carrying some sort of, lyre or lyre, I guess what you ever call it. And as a tank, he does have counter heal. So remember when you have used normal Dunarith and you used his counter heal based on the number of, I guess if a magic attack attacks him, he kind of heals everybody? This one is going to be where he has a move that applies type res of user 30% and inflicts all rage on all enemies, and it will counter attack with basically if he is hit by any attack, physical or magical, it'll counter with a water blunt attack, AoE, small, and restore healing and restore MP. And of course, damage is scaled off the int. So you can see, depending on how much of those stacks he can get, and each of these counters should count towards increasing his stacks. It can be quite powerful. Not only that, he as a song effect, he has a few different songs. It can give, it can give lots of abilities to give power, speed, and luck for everybody plus 60. So that's not 60%, by the way. That is 60, the stat. So that is actually very, very useful because this should stack on top of other percentage-based, moves. And remember that most of the times you can only cap boosts or buffs at 100%. This being a stat-based boost should be as effective to a lesser degree as someone like AS Yifa. Obviously, Yifa gives quite a bit of a bigger boost, but this one's really powerful. Now, of course, being that you're activating Song, then Ultra Dunarith will not be available to be used. But while he's singing this for 3 turns, it also reduces damage by 30%. If you guys use Oratorial, obviously that does a little bit better, but still very, very good. And keep in mind that in Awakened Water Zone, and he starts off with it, the boost becomes 120, so double that. So that is going to be extremely powerful. And I guess for the Song, for each of the turns, it should attack with move as well. So I'm not sure if it attacks once only upon activation of the Song or once per turn, but either way, it looks to be extremely powerful. So remember I said that his move can heal and restore MP? That's only his weak move. His 5-star third move is the one that does HP 50% recovery and MP 50 increased. So if you want a tank that can also heal, shield, recover, and do a lot of DPS, I think Ultra Dunarith is your person. And keep in mind, all the most recent powerful units have been water, so you can actually form a very powerful team. If you didn't already get El Seal, obviously El Seal has her own abilities. I mean, you can use Ultra Dunarith to power your Awakened Water Zone, and keep in mind that I guess you could use it with both water magic as well as water DPS. Now, he's not a slash unit. He does his main DPS move is a blunt move, so that's a little bit of downside. But I mean, you can still use ES Felmina as well as Ultra Alulu, and I'm sure that any combination of the more powerful water units plus Ultra Dunarith will be more than enough. So really, really good unit in my opinion. I'll talk more about him tomorrow, but the fact that you have damage plus healing plus counter heal plus shielding and tanking, I mean, all in one unit, what else is there to say? Alright, so for those who still are doing the Astral Archive, and I apologize to everyone that I have not done nearly as much work as I should on the Astral Archive, there is a new section of that, and this should be the main story part 1.5, as well as some additional ally challenges. So I'm not sure what that means, but I guess if we have, it says Chance Encounter and Awakening. So that should be units like Azami, Garyu, Serene, and things like that. We'll see what kind of units get released tomorrow. That being said, I hope this is similar to the original Astral Archive, where you're not doing, challenge levels of DPS in order to get the minimum score. I hope it's just to beat it and not lose. So we'll see how that goes. If it is something like that, I'm sure I can power right through that, hopefully. Now, that being said, obviously with the new updates, you're going to have multiple banners that feature Ultra Dunarith, the normal Faithfuls, the normal free one, as well as a Faithful concentrating on all the Ultra units that they want to feature. Interesting though that they didn't put all of them, just 8 of the more, I'll say more recent as well as more useful, because of the old Future Mythos ones, you only see RCF there. I think there's a reason for it. You can still see RCF used in today's meta, helping to do a lot of damage, enhancing zones, and don't forget, in lengthening the time that an awakened zone is active. Now, this one is interesting too. I believe this banner is actually free, like free, like for free, but free players, and you need 1,000 stones. It doesn't say Faithful. And if that's the case, this is going to be similar to the very first one. So I didn't talk about it in my Should You Summon last time, but I will definitely touch on this tomorrow. To make a long story short, it will feature any of these units as a 5-star on the 10th pull, and they'll guarantee it, I am assuming. So it says you can counter one of the 5-star units on the 10th encounter. Does not say Faithful, so this should be a free banner for 1,000 free stones. Unfortunately, I don't believe WFS is giving us free stones, so if you don't have free stones, you will not be able to participate. But anything that guarantees a guaranteed 5-star is almost like a weaker Faithful for free players, and so it's a welcome surprise as well as a welcome bonus for those who need some or all of these units. I can see there is 2 forms of Hozuki. I know no waifu, no leifu will be happy about that, as well as some other units out there as well. A lot of Eastern, you can see that. Alright, so just like before, Alter Dunarith first quest is a teaser and available to be used and get your 10 stones, even if you do not have Alter Dunarith. I usually leave those though. I don't actually do the 3 quests until I actually achieve the unit, so there's that as well. And just like before, the units that are featured in that The Waves We Walked banner is also the ones that you can replay the character quest if you already have it and you've already done it. So something to keep in mind as well. Alright, so let me know in the comments below what you think about the banner. Are you going to do more Astral Archive, or have you fallen behind like myself? Are you planning to summon an Alter Dunarith, or do you have the unit already? A lot of older players should probably have a form of Dunarith. For myself, of course, I do have both the normal style as well as the AS version, and so I will be grinding out the opuses. Hopefully they drop sooner rather than later. Other than that, I will attempt some of the Astral Archive, and if it doesn't take too much time, I'll probably power through a few. I'm actually still working on finishing up the Commander-in-Chief. I think I'm about 3/4, so I'll probably be uploading just the storyline. I know most of you have finished it already, but for me, it's more, remember that the channel was not just meant to kind of showcase my skills and abilities, or maybe showcase some strategies. It's also almost like a catalog or a record of all the things I've done on Another Eden as well. So regardless of, you might not need to watch the video, but I will be putting that up probably next week once I finish it up. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.